All right, Coach. Collegiate season is over for you guys. We got a lot of ground to cover. Let's start with the men's NCAA championship. 17th was the finish. That's the highest for you guys since you've been here. You had multiple All-Americans, really all around. That was a great meet for you.
Best I've ever been a part of here. And up until this year, last year was the best I've ever been a part of here. So these young men that go to that meet every year, they're not new guys anymore. They're veterans now, and they have an expectation among themselves. They want to go. They want to be one of the elite programs in the country. They competed like that this year. We have some young men that we can just ask them to do certain things, and they're going to go and do it. They're going to put up the times that we ask them to put up. One of them sitting right here next to me. So these guys did a great job. I couldn't have asked anything more from that group of young men. Going up into the last day, we truly had been pretty flawless. Every time we had swam, we'd broken a school record. We had All-Americans in every event we competed in. Going up into the last day, we were as good as we were going to possibly be. The 800 free relay kicked things off and scored points for us, which was great because we were seated 23rd. We weren't expected to score points. So coming back and being able to put points on the board and get things rolling that way was great. We took 7 guys down there. 6 came back as All-Americans. You don't do that very often either. But we had a couple of little hiccups going into the last day, and then the mile at night, our last event that we swam, was one of the best races I've ever seen at any NCAA championships, and so I have absolutely no complaints. Our guys laid it all on the line, and they met the expectation, they met the challenge, and I thought it was a great time.
Let's talk about that mile. Akram Mahmoud finished second. The guy next to you, Tom, came in sixth. He got out-touched right at the end. And I know that in the moment, it's deflating. But still, second place at NCAAs with the time that he swam and to have somebody else in the top 8, that's huge for the program.
I can relate to the feeling that was in Roy Williams' stomach a couple of nights ago. When you watch an entire mile, 14 and a half minutes unfold in front of you, and you see your guy, and he's got it, and he's got it, and he's got it, and it came down to that last 50, and I slowly watched Akram's body just fail him. And he where he normally is the strongest, he had nothing left in the tank. I had the question, a reporter asked me, did Akram see Chris Swanson coming up? I'm sure he did. There was just nothing he could do about it. He'd gone as hard as he could possibly go, but to be able to come down to the wire like that and to get out-touched by 12/100ths of a second, that's a tough thing. But you also have to immediately, as a coach, make sure Akram understands the enormity of what he just did, how big that second place at NCAAs, how big that is. And then as far as Tom goes, he seems to want to make a habit out of swimming out of the afternoon heats and ending up on a podium. And he made the statement earlier. He goes, "I want one of the little trophies," and he makes little statements like that. But you know deep down that kid's going to go get that. He's going to go do it. He's very good at setting goals for himself and achieving them. So that mile was a special race on a lot of different levels. And if anything, I think it takes these 2 young men and it motivates them to be even better. I would not be in the least bit surprised to see 2 of them standing at the top of the podium next year. So pretty cool thing.
That All-American for you, Tom, your 6th place finish in the mile, one of 4 that you had in 4 days. First Gamecock since 1990 to do that. What does that mean for you?
It's huge. Just being at the meet, I didn't think I wasn't planning on getting 4 All-Americans. Obviously, I come to the meet with a couple of events in focus, a mile, for example, and the 500 free. But the meet got started off well with the relay. I had a great time in the relay. And then just once you start feeling good in a meet, it just kind of keeps on rolling, and that's kind of the feeling I got. And then the 400 IM was a huge surprise on day 3. So that was huge for my motivation, and I knew on the last day I could do the mile and have a great result. So that was huge, and it just means a lot that I was the first one since in a long time to do that.
Coach, as you continue to build this program, how does a performance like this at the NCAA championships kind of springboard you as you continue to build this?
Well, I think what it does is it allows our team to know what we're capable of doing. When you start making a habit out of top 20 finishes, we went from 19 to 17 this year, which honestly we probably shouldn't have been that good. But you can't tell these guys that. They have a plan and they want to be better. They've already started talking about next year. But I think where we really look to springboard this year is now going from NCAAs into the summer season. We've got folks already qualified for Rio. We've got people that are still trying to make their Olympic teams. We have people that are trying to make U.S. Olympic trials. So I think having the confidence level that these young men have now going forward, I think that's the springboard now. Before we get to next August and we start looking at our college season, there's a whole lot that has to happen between now and then. There's a lot of traveling. There's a lot of big meets. There's a lot of races that we have to swim. There's a lot of meters that we have to put in practice. So I think the immediate springboard is the confidence that these young men have going forward, that look what we did back in March, we can do this again. Nothing would make me happier than to see Tom standing on the deck in Rio getting ready to swim the 400 IM for Ecuador. Nothing would make me happier to see Akram swimming in the final of the mile in Rio. These are the things that our guys want to do, and it's my job as a coach. It's our coaching staff's job to create that environment for them over the next few months to go and be successful and reach these goals that they've set for themselves.
Kind of leads into my next question. Just obviously a lot of these All-Americans were underclassmen, and you get so much back next year. Just how excited are you for the future of this?
It's great. We've got a great recruiting class coming in, but when you have guys like this who know success, and you start to bring these new guys into that culture, Tom, Travis, Morin, Akram, these guys they're leaders within our program. These guys are the ones that set the tone for everyone around them. These guys are the ones that hold the others accountable for the direction that we want to go. So having these All-Americans that are underclassmen, the only guy we graduate is Kevin Lighthold. Now, Kevin is a huge loss, but we have a core group around him that is going to ensure that the future of our program is going to keep moving up and keep moving up. And look, it's not just our coaching staff that knows that. The rest of the country has taken note of what these guys are capable of doing. So I think it's a good thing.
As one of those underclassmen, Tom, what sort of motivation is there? Because you guys have done so much in 2 years, you and Akram and Niels, and like Coach said, so many of the people that scored for you guys and almost made NCAAs, they're coming back. But you guys are going to have to get better, obviously, to keep making more history. Talk about what goes into that and knowing that there's still so much ahead of you guys.
I think it's just telling the guys how much fun it is to be at NCAAs or to be at a final at SECs and show them that. For example, Finn, after we got done with the relay, he's like, I wish I would have qualified in another event. That was the most fun I've ever had swimming. So it's just trying to get that culture and tell them this is the most fun you're going to have is NCAAs, and let's do it together. Let's get there together and get as many guys as possible. And this year we were happy with the result, but once again, we wanted to get more guys there. If Niels didn't get disqualified, we would have done better. So we know that, and next year we're shooting once again for top 15 like we did this year, and I think we'll get there. We have some good freshmen coming in, and we just got to get them involved like Cody and Finn, and get the sophomores that are going to be sophomores next year to do that as well. So it's just telling them, hey, it's a lot of fun, and come join us. So,
Tom, how excited are you for these next few months to obviously prepare what you hoping is a big summer?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I had a great training period after SECs. 2 NCAAs, it's about 4 weeks. I had a great training period, and I'm looking to do the same, just keep on training and just trust the process. Mark has been laying it out perfectly for me, and I think just trust him, and I'm very excited of what I can do in May and try to qualify for Rio.
It wasn't just the men that went to NCAAs. You took 2 women swimmers, 3 divers, finished 29th on the women's side. Got a lot of good experience, 3 All-American divers, and I know you're happy with the way that season ended up.
It was incredible. Our women did a great job. I think the divers obviously they hit right at the right time. They were as close to perfect as they could be at that meet. Julia had a great meet, and Lauren Lamandolo getting All-American in her senior year in her last collegiate meet was awesome. Allison Need scoring in her first ever NCAAs off platform, which is a feat in itself, in that we don't have a 10-meter platform here, so people don't understand. That would be the equivalent of a basketball player making All-American without actually having a basketball goal to practice on. So, what the capabilities that these young ladies have in terms of competition. They step up to the challenge. So that was really neat to see. Our Emma and Taylor Worrell, that both made the meet, had a great meet. And for both of them, it was their first time to go to this level of competition. This is the fastest meet in the world as far as qualifying goes, and that's a pretty scary thing for a freshman or for a first-time sophomore. I think what gave Taylor confidence going into that meet was the amount of time that she dropped at SECs, and then again at the last chance meet to actually make the NCAA meet. She had confidence going into that. She could do just about anything she wanted to. That confidence, we talk about springboards, that's what carries you forward. Being able to finish on a high note like that, and being able to get that level of competition under your belt. We're looking for these girls to do the same thing at Olympic trials. So,
yeah, obviously, I know you had some high expectations for them going in, but just to see these young swimmers on the women's side just do so successful, was it kind of surprising? And I'm sure it must have made you pretty proud to see.
I mean, honestly, the seeing Taylor drop that much time, I don't want to say it was a surprise because we all knew she was capable of doing it. I think the manner in which she did it was surprising. The youngsters, the freshmen that swam so well, no, it wasn't a surprise. I think they were brought in with a certain expectation. It was a very talented group. Marissa Delgado broke the school record in the 200 fly at SECs and just missed making NCAAs as a freshman. The school record that she broke in the 200 fly was broken that morning in prelims at SECs by one of our other freshmen, Paige Maynard. So there's a lot of talent there that we can still continue to develop. That, coupled with the fact that we have probably the fastest incoming freshman female class that we've ever had stepping onto this campus in August, and we're still working on that as we speak. I feel good about the direction that our women's team is in, and I don't think it will be very long before they are where our men are right now, staring at top 15. Tom was right. Look, we were one little step away from being top 15 at this meet, and that was our goal through the year. I don't think we could set a goal that's too high for us next year. I think we really have got a good core group in here now that's ready to go and kind of take that next step.
Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Give me two names, one on the women's side, one on the men's side, that didn't make NCAAs this year that you expect to be there at the national meet in March of 2017.
Well, what I'll tell you is I think the I'll give you two young ladies' names, Marissa Delgado and Paige Maynard. I think they're both 100% capable. I think you'll also see Meredith Vey return back to NCAAs. She battled mono all year long this year, did not make the national meet. She made it in her freshman year. I think you'll see her go back. On the men's side, not somebody that hasn't been there, but Finn Manuth is a young man who he swam the 800 free relay, made the meet as an alternate. I think he will make it as an individual. I think you'll also see Jonathan Boland make that meet. So those are guys that we're looking to, if we're going to improve, they have to be there. But, if we're going to make that next step as a program from a men's standpoint, we're very close to our ceiling right now without being able to get some relays to that meet. We got one. There's 4 other relays that we can get there. If we don't get those relays to that meet, we're getting pretty close to as high as we can be from an individual standpoint. We've got to be able to get these relays in there and scoring. If we have 2 more relays at the meet, we're knocking on the door top 10, not top 15. So that's our next challenge for our coaches and for our men, is to get these relays to the meet. Not just the 8 free, but the 4 medley, the 2 medley, to get a freestyle relay there, 400 free, something like that, to get those there. Once we get that, you're going to see our program move from top 15 to top 10 pretty quick.
Coach, an Olympic question for you. Just this summer, being able to watch, your swimmers compete for countries all over the world to make the Olympics. That's probably like a proud parent.
Man, it's so fun because the program has come such a long way since I got here. We weren't talking about this when I took over. It wasn't something that we were just trying to figure out a way to get in a final at SECs. Now we're talking about a way to get on the podium at the Olympics. It is a lot of fun. But what, to me, what the thing is people see these guys race, and they see Tom race for 14 and a half minutes, and Akram race for 14 and a half minutes, or Neil's race for 1 minute and 52 seconds. The thing that, as a coach, you see these guys, they pour their life into this sport every day. And everything that they do revolves around them being as good an athlete and as good a student as they can possibly be. So to watch them be able to keep climbing that ladder, it is awesome. And it is kind of like a proud parent thing, because look, we spend a lot of time with these guys, more than they want to. and so watching, I want nothing more than to see Tom get this FINA A cut and go and be able to wear that flag, that Ecuadorian flag, on his cap, and go to the Olympics and be a part of something that, not very many people in any sport get to be a part of. So these guys know that when they're in there practicing and they're hitting these sets, that our coaching staff wants, as badly as they want to be there, we want them to be there. Because we see the work that they put in. Nobody else gets to see that stuff. They get to see the races. We get to see them every day just break themselves to the point of not knowing if they're going to be able to climb out of the pool at the end of a 2.5-hour session. So, yeah, it is a pride thing for the coaches, but it's a pride for them. It's a pride. It's a matter of just a sense of accomplishment for these young men because of the work that they put in. It's nothing that I've done, or Coach Bernardino, or Swander, or Vogel, or Morgan, any of us have done, except lay out a plan. These guys are the ones that have to own it. They're the ones that have to get after it. So, yeah, I'm very proud of them.
So, Tom, with that said, I'll finish on you. You got 2 more years left in this program and 2 collegiate seasons, but really, it really gets rolling the second half of your career this summer with what you want to do internationally. What are the goals that you've got for yourself and for your fellow sophomores and really the rest of the program before you're done with Columbia and done with Gamecock swimming?
For myself, it's just first make the Olympics this summer, obviously, but after that, just keep on leading the team. I think stepping up into that position this year was a lot of fun, and having guys look up to you is a lot of fun, and you just set that out for the freshmen and sophomores. But for the team, it's just keep the culture that we have going. We have a great team atmosphere when we train. A lot of fun between our guys, and that's what gets fast swimming done when everybody's enjoying it. So just have fun at practice and train hard, and I think that's going to set out the best results for us.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.